So, Nikki Glaser, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
This is why we broke up. 6 months in, he wouldn't tell me he loved me, and I needed to hear it because my friends told me I did, and
You're here in town, which is a big deal.
Yes.
I think
Huge deal.
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I think Mayor Rahm Emanuel was like, all right, let's create a national or a state, I guess, city
I got the key to
holiday.
the city.
They gave it to you.
Yeah.
Just really easily.
I can get into your apartment or
Yeah.
this restaurant.
I don't lock it. So
Right, oh,
You're more than welcome.
okay.
I try to I strew things about so people come on in.
Yeah, and just if they take something, it's like helping you clean up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's going to improve the value of my place if
Right.
you come in and take something.
Oh, thank you.
So one of the fun questions that I wanted to ask you when I knew you were coming was, so comedy and doing stand-up kind of professionally is such a fun thing. And I know kind of your background a little bit as far as, being in Kansas and now, living in New York City. What other, I guess, life paths lost out to the one you're doing now? What was like the ones that the sensible things you were supposed to do?
Right.
And you were like, nah, I'm good.
I guess, like getting married and having kids and just being there was a part of me in my life where before I found stand-up where I was like, I guess that's what I'm gonna do, and it really was felt like a death sentence for me because I wish that made me happy. I wish that was like my goal because not that it seems easy by any means, but this job can be so hard sometimes. So I wish that was okay for me just to have that because it seems like a good life.
Sure.
But it's not. It was really sad to me to think I'm just gonna get pregnant and get married, and of course I want all those things. Maybe not all those things.
In your 60s, probably.
Yeah, I think that would work. Freezing those eggs until 2000, whatever. I can't do math, but
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think teaching would have been a viable career for me had I not done stand-up because it's like performing every day, and I tried it for a little bit, but it's so hard because if kids don't want to learn, I'm the kind of teacher that'd be like, all right, fine. I'm not trying to get through to them. I wouldn't be a good Dangerous Minds Michelle Pfeiffer. I'd be like, all right, go join a gang. I don't give a
Yeah, sure. I brought this new lineup of knives from IKEA. Who would juggle these in the other room? I'm busy.
That would be exactly.
So that's great. And so you're in Chicago, and how many times have you done stand-up here? Do you know? Is it tough to count now?
No, it's not. I've done stand-up here 4 or 5 times over the past 10 years. I mean, I started here kind of, the first time I ever was on TV was here at Zanies at Last Comic Standing in 2006. And then, so I guess 8 years ago was the first time I did stand up for TV, and I was just on stage for 3 minutes for that audition. So that was my Zanies experience before this. And then I've been here a couple of times, once for Just for Laughs and another time at the Hideout back in January.
Oh, okay.
But I don't get here often, but I come here for Lollapalooza nearly every year.
Have to.
Yeah.
And the craziness. There's a kid that did a backflip off the Chicago River Bridge afterwards that we got footage of. Somebody sent it to us. So
Really?
That's one way to party.
Was he trying to end it all? Was he I had the weekend of my life?
It was instead of drunk food for him, it was I'm going to go flip off this bridge.
Oh, okay.
And so he did. And then
And he's still alive?
He's good.
Okay.
And
That's not a tall bridge?
It's tall enough where it was impressive, but then, police
But
are
not fatal.
We're good. We're not going to investigate.
Okay, yeah.
But,
they're dealing with enough that weekend.
Yeah. So besides Lala, what are some other things when you come to Chicago that you have to do? Is there any things that you're I'm doing?
Yeah, not really, because usually when I'm here for Lollapalooza, that saps you of energy all day, and so I haven't been able to really explore the city beyond that. But I mean, just walking around, and I am a big, foodie, so I always hit Subway and Starbucks.
My God. Do you get the full foot long and everything?
It's a joke, but that's so true is what I do. I go to these amazing cities where they're you gotta try the cheesesteak, and I'm I'll be at Subway. I just like to go to places I trust because I travel so much. But I love Chicago because I live in New York City and I love it, but it's overwhelming sometimes, and Chicago has that perfect balance of St. Louis, where I'm from, and New York, and it's just it's cool and very pedestrian, but it's also feels more nice.
It is. I think so.
It's nicer. It doesn't smell like garbage constantly, and there aren't rats crawling across your feet.
Where you're oh, this is a garbage.
Yeah, you just walk through a
And you know
a
how
draft.
nobody could ever like pinpoint what it's coming from? Do you notice that? Like everything's
Right.
really clean, and you're like, where is that coming
Yeah.
from for days? It
Yeah.
just smells like that. Sure, thanks, Chicago.
Yeah.
But no, speaking of that, so do you live on Manhattan?
I
In
do,
Manhattan?
I do.
So, what is like a Nikki Glaser weekend like then? So I'm sure it's a lot of sets and stuff.
Yeah, it's a
but
lot of sex, or did you say sets?
I said sex.
No, it's
just constant sex.
constant
And then when
sex
you're not
and
doing
sex,
that,
sex
maybe you'll
and
get
sex, sex
you'll
and
jump
sex.
on stage.
Yeah, if I'm in New York during the weekend, which generally I'm on the road,
Yeah.
but if I'm in New York, I'm doing like, 4 to 6 sets a night. So it's just jumping from one
Yeah.
venue to the next, just running around.
Sprinting.
Yeah, and then during the day, it's just, shopping or getting coffee with friends and,
Starbucks.
Yeah, exactly. What am I trying to prove?
know,
It's not like I'm like, oh, at some like nice cafe in the East Village. I'm like, it's Starbucks in Midtown.
Get me a foot-long cold cut from Subway.
Yeah,
Tall,
it's.
dark venti.
When are they going to combine those two for me? Like a KFC Pizza Hut
When they did
hybrid.
that, everybody was like, game over.
Yeah,
We're doing it.
that's what I need. So yeah, it's just like if I'm in town, I like to really like hang out with friends and and a lot of napping. I'm really a lot more boring than
It's
people want me to
underrated.
be.
Like napping is a big, like it's awesome.
Is it underrated?
I think it's I don't think enough people like it's the whole thing overseas. Like people do siestas because
I'm so
they're like,
into it.
why aren't more people napping in the middle?
Yeah, you should nap. Because I stay up late and then I wake up early for stuff like this.
Sorry about that.
No, I'm just kidding. And so I need naps to thrive, and I love them so much. My favorite comedian, or one of my favorite comedians, Nick Griffin, calls naps mini suicides, and that's how I
Mini-suicides.
like to look at them.
It's like a positive spin on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's
not
a
at
pretty
all.
negative spin.
The word suicide in general is never good.
No.
But hey, comedy.
Yeah.
So, and you're doing so many different things right now. I always see you popping up in different stuff, and you like the podcast and popping up on TV at midnight.
Yeah.
Other than being on stage, what would you say your favorite avenue is for doing comedy? If you know.
Definitely TV. I love being a guest on things. I love interviews like this. I love anything where I get to be myself and I don't have to memorize lines. That's pretty much.
Here's a script. Where you're gonna play.
No, yeah, I love just getting to write jokes. Like at midnight's a perfect thing because you get to be yourself, but you also come with prepared material and you have to think on the fly, and it's really thrilling and it's scary, but it's really exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, and I think now being on social media as a comic is very important.
Yes.
And I know you're on Twitter and you talk to fans and talk to different people. What is that experience like for you? Like, how do you approach that stuff as far as people chatting with you?
Oh yeah. I tend to try to at least fave or reply to nice things, and then you get some nasty things, and you're like,
Oh, that's what makes it fun though, because you're like, you didn't need to say that. But okay.
yeah, it's not fun. It feels really bad when because that's the thing. It's like all these nice things are totally eclipsed by the fact that some douche wrote one mean thing that and they do it just because they know it's going to ruin your day, and it does sometimes. And but generally it's just like really nice stuff, and it's awesome to be able to have people write to you, like be able to tweet at you like all day and make you feel good. But then there's those guys that make you not feel good and say the thing that you're most insecure about, and they pick at it. And you're like, how did you do that?
Yeah, that's what's fun about running a YouTube series as well. Is
I
the
bet.
comments are great because I'm just like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. Somebody said to me last week, your eyes are too close together. And then every time I'm in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, they're right.
It's like fifth
my
grade.
eyes are close together.
I know. It's some idiot. Like, who is that person? It's crazy
they're
to me.
little trolls that live under
Yeah,
these
it's
fridges
trolls.
with computers, MacBook Airs.
It's
And they have Wi-Fi connection from a Starbucks close by.
It's true. They're just so mean.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me, but yeah, people online can be super mean. But it's also a place where you can get a lot of positive feedback. I'm sure there are some people that say you have beautiful eyes on your
I
YouTube
say
channel.
that to myself all the time.
I just can't stop looking at
I
them.
know, it's easy. They're like Cocoa Brown.
Yeah.
I'm sure you thought the same thing. So I've talked to a lot of people who've been to your shows in New York City. I have a lot of friends there, and the question I want to ask you is, what do you think? Like, if you're going to go to a Nikki Glaser show, what are 3 things you're definitely going to get out of it? Probably like obliterated drunk, but besides,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those things.
You're gonna get humility. I tend to just kind of say whatever's on my mind. Like I'm kind of an open book. You might hear me talk about my vagina.
Yeah.
Maybe.
People would be talking about it anyway, so
that's true. Like it's the elephant in the room, you know.
All right.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, I think when you Wikipedia the word vagina, elephant
is somewhere. Yeah, it's that's what I call it.
Yeah.
I think that you can get. I don't like to shock people, but I talk about whatever I want. So you're gonna get something that maybe is a little different than something else some comedians are giving you. But I don't know. That's a good question. You'll just get gut busted.
Gut busted.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I like that. And so, I've talked to a few other comics that kind of enjoyed answering this question because they have their own takes on it. Is there one pet peeve of kind of the stand-up comedy world that sticks out to you as far as like you wish you could change that? Whether it's like the stigma about it sometimes, with some people being like, I don't know.
Tell me a joke.
Yeah, like always like, oh, you're a stand-up comic? Make me laugh.
Yeah, there's always that.
Is that still something you get?
It is, and they say it in a funny way because they know that it's a dumb thing to say, but they still
want
say
you to
it.
laugh,
But they
they
still
wanna
say
laugh,
it, yeah. And it's just like, so I guess my least favorite one is like women aren't funny. It's just like a thing that people still, they know it's a dumb question, but they still ask about it. And I don't mind in interviews when people ask about it because it is like it is a thing that I like to say, like, we all know women are funny. Like my favorite stand-ups are women.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me that people would even still think that they're not. But that's a thing that comes up a lot, and a lot of people after shows are like, I don't usually like women, but you were great. Like every female comic gets
like
that.
A backhanded like.
It's
compliment.
so crazy to me that people can say that to my face,
Yeah.
and it's always women saying it too. It's like men know better, I think, because they think that that's just such a sexist thing to say.
Yeah.
But women think they're like being cool
Well,
by being like,
well,
I
I'm
don't
a
usually
woman,
like
so-
women. Yeah. So, but they say it all the time. So women, stop saying that. You're holding us all back.
It's not fair.
Yeah. And I think that just it being not taken seriously as like an art, like we're just kind of like dance monkey, you know.
Yeah.
It's not, and not that I'm saying anything super poignant up there. I'm not really like changing the world, like, but it's still a performance, and it still deserves respect in the sense that you shouldn't be texting during it and talking at your table, stuff like that. I think I get kind of offended that people take it as like a night to just get obliterated drunk and. Like so many times people go to the comedy club and get so drunk, and then I ask them like, who'd you see? And they're like, I don't even remember. And it's like,
the guy with the purple shirt.
yeah, I mean, it's I don't mind people getting drunk, but I think that like, and hecklers, people thinking that heckling is like something that is a positive thing that like we like.
Yeah.
There's still people that think that, and that's, I mean, they're mostly like Midwest moms, like, oh, I'm gonna shout out to you during your set, but it's like, that is a thing that still people think is a good thing to do to comics.
Yeah.
I'll challenge you. I'll help you.
Yeah, here, I'll help you.
I'm just helping. Nikki, I'm just helping.
Nikki, how you doing up there?
Yeah.
And obviously, because you talk a lot about relationship and sex and things like that on stage, do people come up to you after shows and like actually ask you about that relationship thing then afterwards, like want to know more? Like, okay, jokes aside,
Yeah.
this boyfriend of yours that you just got back
Yeah,
together,
they'll sometimes be like, that's not cool that he won't say I love you, or like anything that I present, they'll kind of follow up on it. I think that a thing that I used to encounter a lot was that I was so like open on stage about sex that a lot of times men would like feel that it was okay to be really vulgar to me after the show,
Right,
where it was
because that's you, and that's your
yeah,
personality.
like we just heard you talk about your vagina and you know having sex all over. So like now I can just say the grossest thing to your face, and I don't blame them for thinking that because they're a little drunk and they hear this girl, like it's like I'm almost a stripper up there in terms of like how sexual I'm being. Like they just look at me like, oh, she's just a chick, I can say something. So they'll say something gross, and I'm always like, sir. Like, I feel like Mr. Beauregard. Like, I feel like so offended, and then I'm like, they mean well. They're just trying to be funny, and beat me at my own game, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a freak on the stage and like a lady in the streets sometimes. Like I'm
That's
like,
your tagline.
yeah.
And I know, obviously, you mentioned it before that you love doing TV and things like that. So a fun question I had for you was, so let's say you had unlimited budget to make a TV show, and you could get any cast members you wanted as far as their availability. They're
Ooh.
like, I want to do it. What's that show, and maybe who's in that show?
Okay, my love interest would be Zac Efron,
Obviously.
and
Shirt on or off?
just optional.
Right, like,
Shirt optional.
Maybe every other scene.
He looks good in clothes. He looks good without clothes.
Okay, yeah.
And then my other love interest would be Jennifer Aniston.
Okay. And so
So-
what's that show then?
It's called like Bi Curious.
Right.
Yeah.
Like BYE.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and it's all about like saying goodbye to people.
Right, of course.
But it also has like a spin where I'm like bisexual, which
Oh,
I'm
so it's
not.
like this play
But
on words,
yeah, but I would go that way for Jennifer Aniston. I love her. So Jen Aniston, Zac Efron. God, who else? Man, let's just throw. I like the whole. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
I just want to act with like funny people
Yeah.
who I did Amy Schumer's movie and Tim Meadows was on it and he was the funniest person I've ever met. So like someone like Tim Meadows, just like, the funniest people I can,
For sure.
Conan, just my heroes,
Yeah.
and Zac Efron.
And Zac Efron.
He's not my hero, but the rest of those people I named are.
But yeah.
But
well,
he could be my hero, baby.
If he's watching this though,
He's not.
Enrique Iglesias is playing
Yeah.
right now. And Nikki Glaser and Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Ugh,
God.
what a dreamboat.
Yeah, so last question, just what can we see you in upcoming as far as, we know you're kind of touring and doing things like that, but anything else coming up that we can see you in, if people who are excited about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna continue being on At Midnight as a regular, and yeah, there's stuff in the works that I can't really like speak of, but good stuff coming up. So you'll see me.
Reluctant porn.
Reluctant porn,
Which is-
yeah,
yeah.
I'm shooting tons of reluctant porn. He's referencing a joke. I'm not really going to be in porn.
I just bring that up in interviews. I ask everyone that. I just did a whole politician thing yesterday. I asked them all the same thing. So.
Good. I'm glad that you're keeping it consistent.
Yeah,
Yeah. So there's some things coming up, but nothing really specific that I can talk about now. But you just wait, Mister.
That's okay.
My new show, Bi Curious, is coming out
BYE.
fall of
Maybe
2015.
maybe to end this video, we'd say, like, how would the show end with saying goodbye to somebody? That's how we get rid of this interview. Like,
Oh yeah.
sorry to put you on the spot.
Adios. That's the Telemundo version.
Let's.
Adios, Curious.
Gracias. Nikki Glaser, everybody.